Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Stukent plus Canva time-saving tools for your classroom event. My name is Virgil. I'm a product marketing manager here at Stukent, working with both our high school and our higher education educators. But I have a soft spot in my heart for high school teachers because I actually used to be one. I taught all the high school science courses for a small school district here in Idaho. It was very rewarding, but a very time-consuming role. So I know and I understand how precious your free time is. So I really appreciate you making time for this webinar and look forward to sharing some big news that we have from Stukent for our high school educators and having Janice Wintermeyer from Canva here to share some awesome resources with you a little later. As everyone's coming into the room, I just want to let you know how our platform Demio works. So you don't have to worry about your camera or microphone being on. No one can hear you or see you, so don't worry about that. On the right-hand side is where we'll have the chat and the polls and handouts. So anything that comes up throughout the webinar will be on the right side there. And then every once in a while, in the bottom left corner, we'll have an action pop up where you can learn more about something we're talking about. I'll also be sharing a free assignment with you for your class that they can use the tool Canva that we're going to be talking about today. We'll share that a little later in the event. And this event is being recorded, so you don't need to worry about that if you have to leave early or if you miss something. We'll email out the recording to all the attendees and registrants. So now let's just get a little familiar with the chat. I'd love for you to chat in. Let's have you chat in where you're from and what your high school mascot is, and let's find out what the most unique mascot is from everyone attending. We've got some Grizzlies, the Raiders. I am a Raiders fan myself. Hope don't make any enemies saying that. Hornets, Thunderbirds. My alma mater, high school, were actually the Diggers. I come from potato country, and so we were the Diggers. Actually, it was the Beet Diggers. That's what it stood for, but everyone was farming potatoes by then. But welcome, everyone. Super excited to have you all here. To kick off today's event, we have a big announcement for our high school educators. Our teachers are always looking for new ways to bring engaging and quality resources into the classroom. And at Stukent, we've listened to your feedback, and we are thrilled to announce that we're adding not one, not two, but 9 new simulations that you can bring into your classroom in the next school year. So now let's take a quick look at what those 9 new simulations will be.
At Stukent, we know how dedicated high school teachers are to providing the best educational experiences for their students. And we know how challenging it is to find current, industry-vetted materials that prepare students to succeed in the workforce and in life. We're committed to building the best simulations on the market to not only make your job easier as an educator, but to engage and inspire your students. That's why Stukent is thrilled to announce that we're expanding our line of simulations for high school education. We are launching 9 innovative new products, which will provide powerful tools to teach core business, communications, and marketing principles, such as Mimic Sales. In this simulation, students will help a sales team maximize profits by selecting ideal retailers, drafting value propositions, recording elevator pitches, and addressing buyer objections. Mimic Marketing will have students recommend ideal buyer personas to help the marketing team reach their target audiences, and students will evaluate marketing concepts, create positioning statements, and allocate ad spend. In Mimic HR, students will select recruitment strategies and benefits packages, fill entry and senior level positions, and improve the company's employee satisfaction rating. Mimic Supply Chain asks students to allocate inventory, cut production costs, and select product components to balance cost versus quality. And Mimic Finance gives students hands-on experience forecasting operating income and calculating break-evens. But that's not all. We're developing new simulations that prepare your students for diverse, exciting careers, such as Mimic Sports Marketing, Mimic Entrepreneurship, Mimic Public Speaking, and finally, Mimic Career Readiness. But even as we add new simulations, we promise to continue to improve and update the courseware and simulations you currently enjoy, including Mimic Personal Finance, Mimic Social, and Mimic Digital. Best of all, Stukent is offering high schools an all-access pass to these products, meaning educators get comprehensive, up-to-date tools for the classroom, and students get all-inclusive access to the resources they need to prepare for their futures. Early all-access adopters can lock in special pricing for a limited time, making it even easier to stay current with Stukent. If you'd like to learn more about our revolutionary simulations and high school all-access pass, schedule a demo with a course consultant today and experience these new simulations for yourself.
Awesome. So I'd love to hear in the chat, which of those simulations are you most excited for that we went through? There was, I know a couple I'm excited for. I think supply chain's going to be super awesome. The Mimic supply chain, Mimic HR, and the professional selling one where students actually get to do an elevator pitch. And sports marketing. Yeah, that one's going to be, I know that one's a very popular one with our high school audience. Entrepreneurship, Katrina says that one's going to be great. But we're super excited to launch all those. Like I said in the video, there's 5 of those new ones that are ready now, and the other ones are coming shortly. And we'll be sure to let you know throughout the summer and into next fall as those are ready. But right now we are offering special pricing to all of our high school audience for that all access pass, which gives you access to all of our high school courseware and simulations, both those 9 new ones that were announced and our existing ones like our Mimic Social, Mimic Digital, and Mimic Personal Finance. All of that together in one package at a low price. And once you lock in, you'll also get access to any new ones that we launch during your contract. So it's a super awesome deal that we're offering right now. You can jump on and book a demo to learn more and get your custom quote for your school district. But yeah, we're super excited about that. If you have any questions, you can drop them in the chat. Andy's in there. He'd be happy to answer those. Make sure we get all your questions answered. Now it's time to jump into the meat of our webinar and learn how you can use Canva in your classroom. Before I introduce Janice, let us know how familiar you are with Canva in the poll on the right. And that should be popping up here soon. Let me get that poll going. So how familiar are you with Canva? Have you used it in the class? Are you not familiar with it at all? You've never used it. You've used it personally, but not used it in the classroom. Let us know. And then let's go ahead and bring Janice on stage. And I'll give a brief introduction before we let her take it away. Welcome, Janice. So Janice Wintermeyer is a Canva learning consultant and educator with over a decade of experience in the classroom. And we're super excited to hear from her today. And I'll let her take the stage now.
Awesome. Thanks so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here. I love seeing in the polls. We have some who've never used it, some who use it regularly. I guarantee you will leave the session with something you didn't know Canva can do and some more tips and tricks for Canva in the classroom. So I'm excited to be here. I will continue to keep an eye on the chat, and I know there's a Q&A at the end. So if you have questions about Canva, Canva for Education, or anything, go ahead and throw them in there. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get all of this working. Oh, that's me. Hold on one second. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Perfect. So I'm going to talk a little bit about Canva for Education and Canva in the classroom, and give you a little bit of some information about what Canva is, the Canva platform, what you get with Canva for Education, all of these amazing opportunities. So real quick, my name is Janice. I'm a Canva learning consultant. So my main role is to work with school districts across the country, across the world, actually. And I am in charge of their training and their professional development. So we kind of have 2 teams. one that does a lot of our onboarding, and then I am responsible for working and supporting districts with all of their professional learning opportunities. So it's been really fun to kind of share my Canva love. I did come from the classroom. I was a teacher for 15 years and an instructional coach, but a move from Seattle to Nashville took me out of my district and over to the Canva side. So I've loved being able to share my Canva love and get to know teachers all over the world. So we're going to start with a little bit of just what Canva for Education is, and then talk a little bit about the Canva for Education accounts. So I know there probably will be a fair amount of questions around accounts, and I will touch back on those at the end, I promise. So what is Canva for Education? Canva at its core is just a visual communications platform. So anything you want to communicate visually, you can do in Canva. But what we love is it's such a simple interface to use for teachers, for students, but you have a really powerful set of creation tools and editing tools and templates available to you. So with a few clicks, you can make something that looks really professional and is really great and easy to be published. Again, Canva for Education is 100% free for any K-12 student, educator, school, or district. Anyone in the K-12 realm, it is free. You have a free account. You are able to access all of our features 100% for free. It will always be free. It's never going to be free for now and then charge. We are a free platform. So what's included in that Canva for Education account? You have access to over 60,000 ready to use customizable education focused templates. So our template library grows every single day. We really do have a large library specifically dedicated to education, but with our education account, you also have access to essentially all of our pro features as well. So you have access to all of our pro templates, but in addition, you have those really specific educational templates also. Some of the ones we like to highlight are things like presentation. So we're a great presentation platform, a good alternative to Google and PowerPoint, just something new and different. We have a lot of posters and group work activities. We do a lot of really great collaboration opportunities with Canva, virtual classroom kits, infographics. That's actually how I started using Canva with my class back in 2014, way before the education account. So I'm excited to see how far it's come. We have student video templates. We have a full video editor within Canva that's all cloud-based as well. And then we actually even have some content-based pieces like SEL activities, behavior charts, worksheets, things like that, and so much more. I always joke, I always think, I wonder if Canva has a template for that. And they always do. Every time I look, there's a template for it. So we also have a lot of great collaboration tools. So you can collaborate in real time with your students. Students can collaborate with each other. You can collaborate with colleagues building content resources or templates for students or for newsletters or whatever that might look like for you. So you can leave comments. You can collaborate in real time. You can see who's editing together. It's really easy to do. And it's also safe for students. So we really do pride ourselves on our student data privacy. We've signed every agreement under the sun. We are COPPA FERPA compliant. We have an entire team that if your district has another agreement they need looked at, we have a team that helps us do that. So we are very committed to making sure our student data privacy is safe and that we are safe for students. And again, it's 100% free for all K-12 students and teachers. So anyone in your K-12 space. Canva can be used for students under 13. I see the note in the chat. Yes, it can. There's some different pieces around what your district allows, but Canva, yes, we have many, many districts who are using it pre-K, K1, 2, all the way up to 12th grade. So signing up. So there's kind of two paths to our sign up. If you are an individual teacher and you would like to have a Canva for Education account and you don't already have one, if you go to canva.com/education, on this page, you'll see what says teachers get verified. This will put you into an independent teacher account. Usually it's pretty immediate. And then you will have access to an education account. What we also highly recommend, and if you're not the decision maker, this might be something to bring to your team, is that we do have this district-wide team that we can set you up with. We are single sign-on. We're able to single sign on through many, many platforms, Google, Cloudflare, ClassLink, you name it. But we have a district-wide team that we can set you up with. So everybody in your district can have an account really easily instead of independently having to sign up. If you already signed up and then you go district-wide, nothing changes, you don't lose anything. So you can always sign up and then contact us and let us get you set up with that district team. It gives you more controls, more analytics, a little bit more features in that district team as well. All right, now let's get into the fun part of Canva. So what can you create in Canva? So I'm going to leave this slide up. This is by no means every template we have access to in Canva, but it is a pretty large list of them. So when you look at this list, I always love to see kind of, I'll leave it up for about a minute, 30 seconds or a minute. When you look at this, I'd love to see in the chat kind of what your eye gets drawn to. If it's something you didn't know Canva had a template for, or maybe something you're curious to explore more about. If you just want to pop in the chat kind of what you gravitate towards when you see this list, I always like to see what people notice. Invoice, yes. Lots of YouTube video templates are great. T-shirt, we're gonna come back to t-shirt. That's awesome. All of our social media. Yep, I use our social medias all the time. Talking presentations, lots of great opportunities for students to express themselves verbally. Class schedules, business cards, love it. Yep, all the social stuff. Whether it's social stuff that you're using for your district or students can create mock social posts for assignments, we have so many great opportunities for those. Logos, newsletters. Logos are actually kind of fun to dig through our logo templates. There's some really fun stuff in there. I know Canva does, and there's so much more that isn't even like half of it. It's amazing. So Canva does lots of things. I think some of the fun ones too that often get missed are like even things like seating charts and desktop wallpapers, banners, things that will, can make anything that you're creating more fun. Lots of really great opportunities. Comic books and storyboards, that was the bane of my existence as an ELA teacher because there was never a good free digital program, but Canva has great templates for those as well. All right, so I'm going to share kind of my top 5 favorite ways that I think teachers can use Canva in their classroom. These are things I think often get overlooked or kind of a little different. So the first one is presentation. So like I said, we have an amazing presentation template library, lots of great tools for that. It's a good alternative to Google or PowerPoint. But one of the things that we also do is allow you to publish your presentation in a variety of manners. So you can publish as a regular presentation with a view link and share that with people. But you can also, this is my favorite, sorry, my graphics a little slow today. You can publish it as a scrolling website. So just a different way to view information and share that. Oh, sorry, we're a little choppy. This works, I think, really well for our younger students. I know we're a little bit more in the secondary realm in this, but our younger students to view information. I also use it quite a bit when I'm taking like a story or an article and breaking up those large chunks of text and maybe adding questions in and then publishing it as a scrolling website. Or it's great for tutorials and guides, like those step-by-step instructions to be able to scroll through. You can embed video, lots of opportunity there. We also have online whiteboard templates and graphic organizers. So I kind of lump those together, but a lot of really great collaborative thinking and different types of templates for those. So we have every kind of mind map, brainstorm, KWL, Venn diagram, story plot mountain, you name it, we have those. And then something a lot of people don't know, which I'm going to touch on in a little bit, is that Canva supports draw and inking. So we have inking capability. So if you have an interactive panel or a touch panel or an interactive or a touch device, you could be inking and writing right over those templates. So that allows for another layer of thought process and being able to kind of mind map, sketch note, brainstorm, and write right over it. Certificate, stickers, bookmarks, and other rewards. So this is kind of that classroom economy. We have coupons. We have lots of opportunity here. One of the things I love to highlight with our certificates is you can create certificates for all kinds of things. So completion of a course, for recognition, for clubs, for sports, you name it. We have all of those options. But one other thing that you can do, whether you're recognizing a student or maybe you're recognizing another staff member, you can actually record yourself right in Canva, and I'm going to show you that as well. But you can record yourself right in Canva. So you could record yourself giving like a quick little 30-second speech or spiel about why you're recognizing or giving somebody a certificate and attach that and then send it digitally home to families or to that staff member. And now you have a really personal digital certificate for that student or staff member. And then the last thing is we have flashcards and card sorting activities. So these are great because they can be printed or they can be used digitally as well. And then these are kind of my top 5 favorite ways that you can elevate student projects. So thinking about what things that you would typically do in a classroom, and then ways to kind of transform them using some of our templates in Canva. So the first one is a one-pager or a poster. So we often give our students one-pagers and posters. They're designing in kind of that rectangle space. But in Canva, you have access to other templates like t-shirts and mugs. And actually, we have tote bags now too. But with those, you're still designing in kind of this rectangle space. So you're still giving that same visual information that you would on a poster, but you can preview it on a product. So you can see it on a t-shirt, you can see it on a mug or a tote bag. Kind of fun, just gives it a different layer and a different view. We also have infographics. So again, that's how I started using it. We have amazing infographic templates. But something that you can now do in Canva is you can take custom data and build a chart and put it in your infographic. So this is really easy to do. I'll show this a little bit in our demo, but you can import straight from Google Sheets, or you can just import your own data or type in your own data, and you have a huge variety of chart options to be able to visually show that data right in an infographic. Presentations, like I said, that scrolling website is great, or videos. I think somebody in the chat mentions talking presentations. There are actually 2 different ways to kind of record yourself in Canva that allow you to turn something into a video really easily so that you can demonstrate learning verbally. You can share something with students verbally, and gives you that ability to really add another layer to your presentations. So for character analysis, I also lump this in with, like, if you did research on a famous person, historical figure, characters from a book. I've even seen some of these done with like animals in our younger grades or elements in the periodic table. So many options here. But instead of just writing out the information, you can take it and like make an ID card for a student, for the character, or build a resume for them, or a social media post or mock profile. So many options to be able to express that character and the traits or the information you found about somebody in our templates. And then lastly, things like written work. So we do have a lot of really great podcast thumbnails. So I've seen some really great projects where students create their podcast thumbnail. They've gathered their evidence, or they've done their claim evidence reasoning, and they've written out their information, but then they're able to verbally explain it or give their argument and record it right into Canva and create kind of a mini podcast and export the whole thing. So lots of really fun options available to you in Canva. Let me see. So before I move on, I'm just curious if there's anything, did that spark any ideas for projects or things that you're excited to maybe explore more with your students? If you want to throw that in the chat, I always love to see kind of where people's brains are going. One thing that didn't make it on my slides that I also want to share is I do think we also have really great opportunities for lists and planners. So I think that often gets overlooked in Canva as well, but we have amazing checklist templates and planner pages. And I think it's really important to teach students kind of to find a planner or an organizational strategy that works for them. So being able to customize planner pages, whether they want a week at a time or a day in notes or a month or however they need to view it. And then they can use those digitally or print them off. So lots of opportunity for kind of that self-efficacy and self-organization within students as well. This can all be done on Chromebooks. Yep. It can be done on any device, mobile device, your phone, an iPad, Chromebooks, Microsoft Windows, you name it, any device. It's all cloud-based, so it works anywhere. There's some templates out there for some sports cards and trading cards, so those are kind of fun ones to work with as well. Presenting and recording. We're going to talk about that also with feedback and some other ways that we allow for feedback in our platform also. Love it. All right, so these are just some things that you can do in Canva to kind of keep yourself organized and streamline your workflow. So we like to highlight these to let you know what you are able to do. So the first thing is you can set up folders. And actually, if you're in Canva for Education, this label just changed. Now it says your projects, and then within your projects you have folders, so you can actually organize yourself and set up folders within Canva. You can put your designs in there and keep them organized. I know for me, I have so many designs, and so my main page just gets flooded, so it's nice to be able to organize those. But the even better part is you can share those folders with people. So this is actually a really good bonus of being on a district-wide team, is if you're on a district team, you can share that folder with people in your district. So if you have a team of teachers working together on templates, or you want to share it with your students, you're able to do that very similarly to like Google Drive or OneDrive. And then sharing and publishing. So you have so many options, and I'm actually going to pop out and show some of these to you. So you have so many options when you're sharing and publishing in Canva. So you have our kind of basic options to share. You can type in someone's name if you're in a district team. So I'm part of our Canva team, so I can type in someone's name, find the person, and just share with them straight to their email, basically. So super easy ways to do that. You can also share with a link. So right now, anyone with the link can edit this document. So if I copy this and put it in the chat, everybody would be able to edit and collaborate on it. So that's kind of fun. This is great for collaboration, for class collaboration. That's how you would share this. You can also change it so just anyone can view or anyone can comment. You also have lots of other options. Yours may change if you're in Canva. That looks a little different because the more you use something, the more it populates here. But we have things like a view only link. So this would allow you to view. This is what I would share if I was sharing this presentation out with you. I would give you the view link. You also have present. And then you can see Google Classroom. There's a question about Google Classroom in the chat. So you have Google Classroom here. We do have a great integration with Google Classroom, as well as Canvas, Schoology, Blackboard, all kinds of LMS integrations as well. But from here, if I click Google Classroom, I can push it right over to my Google Classroom as an assignment or an announcement or material, whatever I want. I can also download, share straight to social. You can connect social media accounts and share immediately or schedule those to be shared. You could actually print things. If you wanted to print a shirt or print a notebook of something, you could. And then under our More tab, there's even more opportunities for ways to share and publish. You can share a template link that would force a copy for somebody. So if I shared that with you, it would force this copy of Canva, and you would have your own copy of whatever I've shared. Present and record. So that's where we get into these talking presentations. If I click present and record, a little studio will open up. My slides will be there, and I can record myself over those slides and then export the whole thing. It comes as a link or a download as kind of an MP4 file. So that present and record is a great option. That website is where I was, scrolling websites. You can also publish things as traditional websites with tabs and menus. It's really easy to do that just from a slide deck. And then depending on what you have turned on, if you're in a district account or not, you might have social options here. You can save to Google Drive, OneDrive, Dropbox, other options here. So many things you could scroll through and figure out all these different pieces that you can share and publish too. So lots of great options. And actually, I'm going to stay popped out for this next one so I can give you a little demo as well. You can also comment on design. So we talked a little bit about that feedback cycle and leaving feedback. You can comment on any design that is shared with you as an editor or a commenter. What we like about this is you can comment on the page as a whole or on a specific individual element on a page. So if you know students are collaborating and a specific student added something, you can comment on just a piece or the whole page. These little comment bubbles here allow you to type a comment. If you're in a district team or you have people that are shared on this, you can kind of @ them and tag them in that comment so they know it's meant for them. I won't because she'll get a million emails, but we use this all the time when we collaboratively build slide decks and presentation materials. If I leave a comment, I can also react to that comment and say, thank you, I got it, or I saw this, or yay for this. And then we have this little icon that I think looks like a taco, but it's a rolled up sticker. So when you click on this, you can actually leave digital stickers as well. So this is another layer of fun feedback. I'll show you guys my favorite. He's right here. He says Bravocado. So you can leave these digital stickers here. They're super fun. And then when you're done, you can just resolve the comment and it goes away. If for some reason that comment gets resolved early, you can also still see them under resolved comments here. So lots of great opportunities with that, opening up a feedback cycle with students and being able to have two-way communication or with colleagues as well. And then we have magic keys. So these are super fun, y'all. You don't have to be in a presentation template to do this. You can be in any design in Canva as long as you're in present mode. So when you're in present mode, you can press any of these keys and this action will happen. So I can press B and it's going to blur my screen. And then I can press C and I get confetti because who doesn't want just a little confetti in the middle of your presentation just for funsies. If you're doing something and you need a drum roll, you can have a little drum roll in your presentation or in your design. This one always feels a little funny to me, but you have bubbles. So we have bubbles. Maybe you need a calming moment. You can share some bubbles. You can shush people if they're talking, give them a little quiet sign. You can start and stop with a curtain call. Or, I mean, who doesn't want to end their presentation with a mic drop, right? So these are also fun to teach to students, but you have mic drop in there as well. Probably the most beneficial, though, is you have these timers. So I have timers from 0 to 9, actually. If I choose 0, it's going to give me a 3-second timer and just a quick countdown. If I choose any number, it's going to give me 1 through 9, a minute, the minute countdown. So 1 minute, 2 minutes, all the way up to 9. It really doesn't move. I can't move it. I can't change it. I can pause, restart, or close it. It doesn't make any noises, but you can just pop this timer up. The only thing you get is about halfway through, you get like a little ducky that comes through. So there's our little ducky friend. But other than that, it's just a timer. But these are great for like a 2-minute turn and talk, or a quick brainstorm, or 5 minutes to write out ideas. Or I use it quite a bit in my presentations for like, okay, I'm going to start in 2 minutes and let's count it down. So super awesome opportunities. Again, any design, as long as you're in present mode, those are available. There is not a random tool name selector. That'd be a good one. I'll put that in our product design. All right, so these are some tools that you have access to that are available to you in Canva. So I'm going to go through these a little bit. These are really great. Some of these are a little bit newer. So if you have been using Canva, some of these still may be new to you because they're new to us. So first, in a design, on the left-hand side, you have all of these tabs. These are kind of our standard ones. You have templates, you have elements, which is anything you're going to add to a design. Uploads, you can upload your own photos, pictures, photos, videos, or audio to a design, text, things like that. But one thing that gets missed is this more button down at the bottom. So the more you use something in Canva, the more it pops out. So we want to make sure that you always know that under that more tab, there's more features that often get overlooked. So my more tab is way down here because I have way too many things open. But one thing I want to highlight is our character builder. So character builder is great for storyboards and comic strips and all kinds of opportunities, but it allows students to create a character that looks like them or looks like the character in the book they're reading, or just is creative to design. So I can choose my head, which is essentially hairstyle. I can choose my facial expression. So we don't have a ton, but we have a few options. So we could be really excited about learning about Canva today. And then body is kind of action and things like that. So I can choose my body and outfit, and then I can pick my skin tone and hair color. So this is really great to allow students to find something that represents them and create something that they feel really does look like them. Or you can just be really silly and create yourself a little kind of, there we go. Kind of just fun, random little character, whatever you want in your design. When you hit done, you have a character here. Mine's going to take a second. It's a little laggy today. But then I can go back and I can recreate this character with a different facial expressions, with a different outfit, or whatever that might be, and continue to add those through my design. So those are kind of fun. So that's character builder. Under our more tab down here, we also have draw. So this is what I was talking about with the digital inking. So when I hit draw, I have access to a variety of pens, size, transparency, and colors. So glow pen, that's my favorite, of course, and pink. So I can just write on over any design. It works with the mouse, trackpad, finger, touchscreen, interactive panel, stylus, you name it, it will work. You can also highlight things. So I can highlight words. Lots of great opportunities here for math and science, for our younger students who maybe just need to circle things, for brainstorming, sketchnoting, mind mapping, all of those opportunities. So that's under the more tab. We also have things like a QR code generator and interactive Google Maps, and so many opportunities in here to embed things and to add things to your design. So those are great to explore. The last one I want to talk about is charts. So charts is typically under the more tab. I use mine all the time, so it's popped out here for me. So I'm going to go ahead and find it. So we have charts. Under our charts, this is where I was kind of talking about with those infographics, as I have access to be able to create fully customizable charts in Canva. So if I pick one, so I'm going to pick this one, I can change the colors up here. I can change the data in real time. So I can just change these numbers and it's going to adjust my chart. And it's kind of hard to see, those colors aren't great. But I could also change the chart. Maybe that isn't really what I wanted and I want to go this way. Or I want to go to a pie chart and it's just going to give me that one row of information. You can import right from Google Sheets. And then the other piece to this is, I would say in the near future, you should hopefully see a import from a CSV. So it won't have to be Google Sheets in the very near future, but you do have access to that. And then my favorite kind of little chart that I love to highlight is this little different, are these little people. So again, this is actually really great for infographics. And I'm going to change these so you can see them a little better because they're a little dark. Let's try these. There we go. So this is called Pictogram. So these are little people. You can change the icon. These are the only icons that we have access to, but you can change them to whatever might fit what you're designing. And what's nice is before old school Canva, you used to have to like find this element, duplicate it a whole bunch of times, change the color, whatever. And so here I can just say, I want 30 drops of water and I want, oops, not 93. Let's go back to 30. And I want maybe 12 of them filled. So now it's going to show that data. It's going to show that ratio. I can resize. I can make it bigger or smaller. And now I have these easy little graphics to be able to represent information really simply. So it's under Pictogram. Awesome. There's a question in the chat about whether these are accessible through the free option if you're not in K-12 education. I actually don't know the answer to that question. I apologize. I want to say I don't think so, but I am not positive. Let's see what's next. We also have, this is slightly newer for us. We also have fully editable and customizable tables. So if you go up to our elements tab, and these are actually under elements, it should actually show in the main list about halfway down. You have tables, but you can also type in tables and you will see these options. So these are fully customizable tables, just like they would be if they were in a Google Doc or a Word document. So you can add them. These are just different styles. You can add columns, remove columns, resize content, type right in them. These are great because, again, old school Canva, you used to have to like put a rectangle and a text box in and layer them all together. But these are really easy to do all at once. And then you have the lock option. So this is a great opportunity if you are creating and you are collaborating with students or you're working together or you're creating, sorry, y'all, I don't know if you can hear the lawnmower outside. I apologize. He just showed up right outside my window. This is a great opportunity if you're collaborating or if you want to share something with like a template link with students and you want them to be able to edit just certain pieces of it. So what you can do is you can lock any features on a design. So I can unlock right now, this arrow is fully editable. I can move it. I can change the color. But with some elements that are specifically text boxes, the text boxes, like right now, this text box is locked. I can't move it. I can't change it. I can't delete it. I can unlock it. Now it's completely movable, changeable. I can delete it. But if I'm unlocked and I click lock one time, I have this option here, and this just allows me to, I can't move it. I can't delete it, but I can change the text. So that allows me to really be able to like, this is great for like labeling things if you want to put labels in certain spots, or if you want teachers to only be able to edit certain, or students. Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh, so sorry. Working from home. Person outside, dog's going nuts. Sorry, y'all. I apologize. All right. So, moving on. You can also upload and convert PDFs in Canva. So this is a really awesome new opportunity as well. So you can upload and convert PDFs and it will make them fully customizable and fully editable. And so this is really fun. And actually our screen just changed. So I'll actually show you really quickly where it is. We also have the ability to upload and edit other file types as well, not just PDFs. So we have things like PowerPoint. A lot of Adobe files are now editable in Canva. So when you go to create a design, you have this import file option. This import file allows you to pull in a PDF and it will magically find its AI and allow you to edit all the pieces, text boxes, graphics. I would say it works fairly well about 98% of the time. Every now and then I get a template that I can't edit or something doesn't quite come through right. But for the most part, it does really pick up every piece in that PDF or that PowerPoint. Then let's see. And then video editor. So I kind of mentioned this earlier, but we do have a full video editor available in Canva for Education. What I really like about it is you build it very much like slides. So you have this slide deck kind of down here. And so it's simple to use. We have really great templates that you can modify, or you can start from scratch. And then you can just change the clips, add some transitions, add audio, add your own video or photos, and create a really nice video really easily. All right, so this is typically where I do a little bit of demo. So I'm just going to share a few more things that Canva can do that I haven't already talked about. So just a couple more minutes of that. Come on. One thing that we also have access to is beyond our video editor is also a full photo editor option. So you can upload your own photos under uploads, or you can pull from our photo library. I'm going to scroll down and find the one I typically use. So some options that you have with photos are really fun to be able to add to any design or presentation. So if I pop this photo in here, right now this is a picture of me in my Canva shirt, but it's just kind of, maybe it's a little darker. It's just the side of my house. Under edit image up here, under any photo from our stock library or one you upload, you have all of these tools to edit a photo. So there's all these, I haven't even played with all of these, but you have all these kind of fun effects that you can play with or students can play with. But the one we use probably most often is our adjustment. So I can adjust here. I can make it brighter. I can change the saturation. I can completely customize my photo, which is really nice. We also have some preset filters. So if you're taking group photos or you're putting them in newsletters and they're coming out a little bit dark or bright, you have the ability to adjust all of those. Then we also have background remover. So this is my favorite tool. I can take this photo, click on our little background remover, and it pops the background right out of my design. So now I can take it and I can add it to a design, or I can also search things like the beach, and I can add that to my design. I can layer myself. So if I really want to pretend I'm at the beach, I can put myself right at the beach just like that. So some really easy ways to kind of edit those photos. I've seen it used with students for like putting yourself into a historical time period, or having students put themselves in the historical time period, or adding themselves to the presentations, all kinds of different opportunities there. So our photo editor is really great. Lots of great tools for that. We also have under our Elements tab so many options for elements. So you can find all kinds of graphics, lines, and shapes. Again, this is where our tables are: photos, videos, audio. We have moving images. So if you search, say I'm searching flowers, I can search under graphics and I have all of these static images, but then I also have ones eventually that will be like moving and animated. So I have animated graphics, all kinds of things to add to designs to really make them custom and make them yours. But one thing I also want to highlight is that we do at the bottom of our Elements tab have these frames and grids. So these are really fun tools as well. Anything that has that kind of this cartoon landscape is essentially just a frame. So if I pop this in, and then I go to a photo, anything I upload or any photo I find in our library, and I pull that photo or video over to that frame, it's going to snap it into that shape. So these are really fun to work with, kind of fun to add different I like them because it keeps things consistent, and I like consistency. So keeping, different photos the same size or the same shape. Under our frames, if you search or scroll, we also have even things like letters. So you could write a word out and put a pattern in it, different things like that. And again, it works for photos. It also works for videos. So I can pop a video in there and it will play in that shape. So those are kind of fun too. The last thing, since I think we're running a little low on time, that I'll share, because this is like my favorite button ever. And I think a lot of us, even seasoned Canva users, can find some benefit in this. First of all, in lines and shapes, if you don't have this yet, it's rolling out soon. But before, you used to just have all these shapes in here. And now we have this whole library of shapes. Let me make this a little bigger. And when I popped this square in, there's a text box right in the square. So now, instead of layering text over shapes and all those things, you can just type right in some of these shapes and you'll have that access to that right there super easily, which is kind of fun. And then you can make it smaller, bigger. I can add a border as well, which is newer. So instead of having to layer and duplicate and make things bigger and smaller, now I can do it all at once with these shapes. But my favorite button, y'all, is I can take this shape and I can duplicate it. And maybe I want to, have a bunch of text boxes, in a row. So maybe I want some text boxes, but I want them all lined up evenly. So instead of like dragging these around and finding those pink lines or anything like that, I can highlight all of them. I can choose this position tab right here. And then I can say tidy up. This tidy up button is like magic because it will snap everything in line and evenly spaced. So it's my favorite. It's amazing. And I love the ability to be able to do that vertically or horizontally or with text boxes to just kind of line things up and make it a little bit easier to clean up. Oop, that wouldn't do it. But tidy up, my favorite button. Super awesome. Oh, and I'll share one last thing. We have text effects as well. So I want to make sure I don't forget those. Under our text tab, we have all of these kind of pre-suggested options, but you can also add your own text. And then under effects, we have all of these options for text effects. Sorry. You can make things like neon, which is my favorite, and it kind of looks glowy. You can make them hollow. You can add a background, and you can curve your text. Text effects gives you a lot of control over those text pieces. So that's super fun. And then just a few resources, and then I'll go back and answer some of the questions that I think I missed in the chat. But before you go, I just want to share a few resources from Canva. We also have a Facebook group. So this actually is really great because it's our Canva teachers community. So this allows you to brainstorm or see ideas from other teachers, but we also have Canva product team people who monitor this. We put our information in there. We're actually putting more videos in there from the Canva team, things like that. So Canva teachers community, if you're on Facebook, is a great resource. We also have our design school. So if you're somebody who wants to learn a little more, we have these asynchronous kind of bite-sized courses under Design School. So it's designschool.canva.com or it's under our Learn tab. We have a brand new course that we just launched for students. So this is amazing. It's called Canva Design Skills for Students. It is asynchronous and it walks you through really design elements and how to design, not only how to design, but principles of design and spacing and color and all types of things like that. And even though it's labeled for students, I still think it's really beneficial for staff as well. So it's asynchronous. You can walk yourself through it. There's practices and workbooks that go with it. It's really fun. And then we also have these webinars. So these are really great opportunities. If you are interested in learning more about Canva for education, we do 2 webinars a week. We're about halfway through our series right now. So we are down to our last 4. These last 4 are a little more content focused and content specific. But our Tuesday night ones, I host with my colleague, Amy. So they're 30 minutes. We call them quick hits because they're just quick deep dives into something. So we have, again, 4 more of those here. And then Thursdays, our colleague, George Lee, does 1-hour interactive workshops that are a little more in-depth, a little more product-based, and he walks you through some of those pieces. So I'll put the view link to my deck in the chat, and then you'll have access to these at the back, and you can register. You get the recording if you can't attend live, but just a good opportunity to learn more about Canva. And now on to questions. So I'm going to throw the view link in while I wait for questions, but I think I may have missed a few, or if there's a few questions that we want to come back to, I'm happy to answer those. Let me pop this over.
Yes, thank you. This has been awesome. Yeah, and if you have questions, throw those in the chat. While we wait for those to come in, I want to just share this assignment that we have that you can use in your classroom using Canva, so you can start to apply some of these things that Janice has talked about and get your students involved as well. So that's there in the handout section for you to download. I know there was a few questions. You can go back, yes, yeah. And look at the ones that
the one I see that I missed, and let me know if I missed another one. I see something in here about Nearpod. So can I design slides and add them to Nearpod to the interactive lessons? Will the animation still work? I know you can download and upload into Nearpod because I've done that and I've seen that. To be fully honest, I haven't done it with anything animated. I would imagine and I can't remember because it's been a little bit since I've been in Nearpod, if you can download it as a GIF and upload it, then I think it should work because that's still an image file, but you might have to test it out. But I do know that you can create your static image in the right size and then a download, upload. Yep, if you export as a GIF, that's what I thought too. It should work with those animations. So yes.
And then I know there was one other question from earlier. I'm not sure if you answered this one when you first started about they were the main one on the account, and they didn't know if they needed to create a new class for each teacher that's using it, or how they distribute it throughout the district or their team.
That is a good question. So if you are an EDU account user, if you haven't gone district-wide would create an account for every teacher separately, and it would automatically do that through your single sign-on. So if that hasn't happened, it means the connection isn't fully active. So that's something you would want to, you can email our experts or go into that contact us button and get that ball rolling. If you are just a teacher trying to create classes, then you aren't rostered district-wide, then you can. There are some ways to do that, but if you go district-wide, there are some more easy ways to kind of get those groups and classes going, or you can run through your LMS as well. And you would know, here's my hint, if you know you're in a district account, when you're on your Canva homepage, in this upper left-hand corner, if it has just your name, then you're in your own team. If it has the name of your district, like it says, this is my district, I'm a teacher under this district, or like this is a district account. If you have the name of your district up here, it means you have a district-wide team. If you don't, then you're in your own independent account. And that way, if you are in the district team, then every teacher has an account. As soon as they log into Canva and connect to the team, it will create an account for them. Yep.
Awesome. Any other questions for Janice, or about Canva, or about anything she showed, or how to get this implemented at your school? Got a few more minutes. I know, Janice, you were great about hitting those questions as they came in, which is awesome. All right. Hopefully, I think, Teresa, it looks like you're learning more as we are live about whether you're a district or not. The link going to be sent in the email. We can send out the link if you want to share one with us.
Sure.
Janice, we can send one out to help each of you get access to the Canva for Education.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I can send the view link and you can share that out for sure.
Perfect. Wonderful. All right. Well, thank you, Janice. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much, you guys. I enjoyed being here. Enjoy the rest of your day.
And then just remember, if you haven't downloaded that assignment yet, you can do that in the handout section. And then also, if you didn't get a chance to look at all the new products that we have, you can check that out in the pop-up there on the left. See all of those new 9 simulations that we announced, and learn more about the All Access Pass, where you can actually get access to all of our high school. There's 12 total simulations where you can get those for your entire district to use at a low price when you bundle it all together. So be sure to check that out, and then we will see you on the next one. Thanks, everybody.